Welcome to the Crochet Corrados. Those my friends at Yarnspirations.com. Have a pattern for you today. It's called the Crochet Tree Skirt. This is using Bernat Blanket yarn, and I'm going to be substituting yarn today in order to make it so it's easier for you to see on camera. And this particular tree skirt works out as a pentagon, and then each one of the points then are done individually at the end of it when the pentagon gets to a certain size. So you'll see that it's a 3-page pattern, and we also have a crochet diagram that's available on the 3rd page to be able to demonstrate on how this is done. So we go in a continuous pentagram, just continually getting bigger. You can see the color breakdown, just like you see with Bernat Blanket. This will grow really quite quickly, and you can see what the colors were in order to be able to do that. Okay, so there you go. So this particular one, once you get to a certain size, then each one of the points will grow out. You're going to notice is that the side here is always going to be you start on this side, you go across, fasten off, then come back and then go across, fasten off, and you keep doing that, because if you go back and forth on this particular one, the stitches are going to appear upside down in the point but not in the main section itself. So that's something that you'll want to keep an eye on. So it's a really neat concept. We are going to leave a hole for the center, and that's where we're going to begin. So if you would like to try this particular piece, now is your opportunity. Let's begin. I highly recommend, just based on the look, to keep it as Bernat Blanket using an 8mm size L crochet hook. But I'm just going to be using Red Heart Super Saver. You should know that Red Heart and Bernat are the same company under Yarnspirations.com. So I'm just using a 5mm size H crochet hook. So what I'm going to do is that no matter if you're using Bernat Blanket or this, is still the same information, and you're going to chain 50, but you got to make sure that we don't twist that center one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you got to do 50, so I'm just going to do the first 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Carefully just take that out and go back to the original, the first one, and insert your hook in and just leave it out of the way, and then continue along. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So go all the way to 50 just like this, and when you get around, it will not have a weird twist if you do it this way. I'll see you when 50 chains are complete. Once 50 are complete, just yarn over and pull through the 50th one and pull the other one off, and therefore this will not have any weird twist to it. And we're going to begin on the foundation round, which is the next round. So the foundation round, we just joined it, and we're going to start here and then work our way to make the pentagon shape. So a certain amount of stitches have to be done, and then the corner shares the same chain in order to make that happen. So let's begin that. So let's begin our foundation chain right where you are. Just chain up 1, and in the same one that you pulled through with the join, that's where we're going to focus. You're going to single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet into the same chain. So there's one of 5 corners that you'll be doing. So it says to do 1 single crochet into the next 9 chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we have another corner. So in the next chain, it's 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet. And then you'll begin the next 9 and then a corner, next 9 and the corner, and eventually you'll have 9 that will come up, and then you'll run into the main corner that you started with. Please continue to do the same concept around. So I'm coming around, I'm on number 6 right now. 7, 8, and 9 takes me to the last one. So now I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and in this particular one I want to slip stitch then to the next one to start. Okay, and I'm going to keep this color just for 1 round, and if you want to change your colors you can do so at any time, and you will see that you will have a pentagon shape, which will then leave space to slam in that Christmas tree. We're going to begin first official round. On page number 1, you're going to have the striping of the pattern, and it says work one row around of each of the color in the sequence. Main color A, B, C, D, and E. Currently we're on the main color as we're beginning to do this, and then in round number 2, then we continued it then for every round it changes. So round number 2 it'll be A, and round number 3 will be B, and so on. And you can really see that within the pattern. Let's begin round number 1. So I already had you slip stitch to the corner, so you're good to go. You're going to chain 3. That'll count as your first double crochet, and then you will put in 2 more double crochet into that corner. It's the granny square stitch, just so you know. So once you have that done, you are going to chain a total of 2, and then back into the same corner of 3 double crochet. So this will be how your corners are done every time. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Because we are getting ourselves established, the first stitch can be a little bit hidden because there's a lot going in, but the first stitch is right here. Okay, so it can appear buried. Just pull it back to see it. So you're going to skip 3. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and put in 3 double crochet there. You're not going to chain 1 in between the groups of 3. And then you're going to skip 3, so 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and put 3 double crochet into that stitch. So the corner is going to be coming up next, but so you're skipping the next 3, and do you see the corner is next? So you'll put in your 3 double crochet to start, 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet in. So to start a fresh side, how many do you skip? Yes, you're always going to skip 3 in this case. So the first one is somewhat buried. If you pull it back, you can see it. So this 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th. Okay, 3 double crochet there. And then how many do you skip? That's right, you're skipping 3. So go to the 4th, 3 double crochet. And then you're gonna slam yourself into the corner next. So you've got 3 skipping. Your corner is next, so right in the chain 2, corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. I need you to do this all the way around for this first round, and I'll be right back at the end of the round in a moment. And coming up to the end of the round, and I'm just filling in my last one. We've already done our first corner, so that doesn't need to be done, and we're just going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3. So therefore you have this, and now you're going to start those color sequences, and you're going to just trim your yarn and weave in your ends. So with this particular one, just yarn over it and pull through, and take your tapestry needle, because it's the best way to do it. If you just try to weave it in with your hook, it'll probably fall out on you. And just take it and just weave it through. And you're going to work through the color sequence. The next round is the same round then until you can measure 20 inches across the pentagon, okay, from one side to another. And you can go bigger if you want to. You might use more yarn, so just be cautious of that. You'll be able to tell when you're working through it. And you're going to weave in all of your loose ends, including the starting one, and we're going to begin officially round number 2, which is the repeat until it's approximately 20 inches. So now it's going to get much easier from this point. So grab your yarn, put a slip knot onto your hook, and come into a chain 2 space corner. You're always just going to attach with the slip stitch and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and you'll do the corner as you already know it. So it's going to be 2 more double crochet, so it's a total of 3. So the chain 3 counts as 1, chain 2 to turn, and then 3 more double crochet into that corner. So now you're not so focused about counting the amount of stitches that you're skipping anymore. You just look for a space. So after first group, you just put in 3 double crochet into the next space that you see. And you keep doing that until you hit the next corner. So every time you're circling of this, there's more and more spaces that will appear between the corners because it's getting bigger. So 3 double crochet in each. Okay, come to your corner. So the corners will remain the same. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. And then you would keep going around in that same fashion all the way around. Okay, so you just play within the spaces. So it's going to give the granny look, but in a pentagon format. And I will see you at the end of the round in a moment. I'm coming up to the end of the round. You slip stitch in, and then you just fasten off. If you want to keep your colors going as is, then you just have to slip stitch over into the corner space, and then chain 3, 2 double crochet, and then chain 2, 3 double crochet in, and then you continue along. So I will fasten off. I'll weave it in off camera, start you with one more round, and then we're going to show you how to do the point after that. To start a new color, you're going to start right in the corner of the chain 2, attach it with a slip stitch, chain 3, there's your first double crochet, and place in 2 more double crochet in there. Go right up over top of that straggler, hide that in, chain 2 to turn, and 3 more double crochet into that corner. Okay, and now you're going to jump. So jump to the next space. So there's an extra space that was not there before, and so you'll just play within the spaces of 3 double crochet each, and you'll turn your corners like you normally would. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. When I come back at the end of this round, I'm going to show you how to create the star points from that, and they're done individually from each other, and we'll be doing that when I come back. I'll be right back. So I'm coming back around, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So this would be the end of the color again. So you need to continue to go around, and so you get about 20 inches from side to side here. No matter how you do it, it's the same. So it's not contingent based on the number of these groups that you find. It's based on the number of it being approximately 20 inches. If you want it bigger, it's up to you, but you will use more yarn. So what you're going to do at this point is that we are going to start and pick a side, and I'm going to bring you back to the diagram in a moment, and you keep the color sequence going. So whatever color was after this in the pattern, you do the next color as it's suggesting, and that's what your goal would be. So let's go back to the diagram and let's discuss. So here in the diagram, you're officially right here if you were to follow me and you're doing it the same size I was, but if you're going to 20 inches, it'll still be the same thing. It's showing you the last round. So what's going to happen, no matter where you are, you're going to start off with the corner, chain 3, and then you fill in the spaces, of course, to the end, and then you will put a double crochet into the last space. The next row after that, it's the chain 3 is on top of the other chain 3. You reach over to the next space and continue and double crochet into the last double crochet, and you keep doing that until you end up at the point. So in the pattern, each section of the point is considered a ray. So the color sequence is going to be the same. So we have to fasten off at the end of a row. There's no harm for you to restart that yarn with the same color and do the next ray and do all of your rays at the same time of growing them out. We just don't go in a continuous circle, though we are building out as per se. So you're going to create a slip knot, and you're going to join it to any one of the corners, just like that, with a slip stitch. Chain 3, let the straggler fall out of the way. You'll have to hide that in later. Come to the first one, and you are going to then put in your 3 double crochet in it. And you continue to do that all the way until you get to the last space before the next corner. Cat wants to go outside, but I open the door and she doesn't want to go. Okay, so you continue to do that until you get to the next corner. I don't know whoever said a cat is a great companion. Honestly, they keep you up at night and they just ruin your house. Okay, so we got the last space before the corner. Okay, so then there's your last space. So you just reach on over and just double crochet in it, and then that's done. So this ray would then be done with that color. So I would consider, just for easiness, just turn it and start your next ray of the same color. slip knot, same corner where you finished, chain 3, and then reach on over and do your first space. As always, 3 double crochet in each. And when you get to the last one, of course, you want to just reach on over and just put a double crochet into the corner. And I would continue to do this around, and I will pick you back up in a moment because I've already shown you how to fasten off, and we'll go to the next row to make sure you understand the concept. Try to restart again. So we're going to build up on top. So you can see I did the second ray just the same way. I haven't done this one, of course, but we're going to start, and you pitch in right at the top of the other chain 3 that is here. So you never turn this upside down to be able to start this. And you just fasten on and chain 3 and jump to your next space. Just like that. Okay, go right into your space, 3 double crochet all the way until you get to the space before the corner. So every time you're doing this now, you're just getting faster and faster because there's less spaces each time you to do this, every time you're doing this. Okay, here is the space before the corner. Okay, or before the edge, I should say. And then you just double crochet on top of the other double crochet that's there. Okay, and so you can do all your rays with that color, and I'll be back in a second and show you once more. To start another row, just one more time, and then I'll show you the ending. So then you're just going to come in top of the first chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3, come to your first space and put in your 3 double crochet, and just keep moseying on along until you get to the other side. So I think if you did all rays the same, instead of jumping back and forth, it'll be a lot easier. Meaning that I wouldn't do one ray at a time by itself. I would continue around and do all of them because it's just easier in my brain. So then you have this. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you how this is finished at the very end. So I'll pick you up on the second last row, and then we'll do the last row together. So I'm on the second last row. The second last row has just one space in between the edges. So just like we had been doing before, just slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. Chain 3, go to the only space that's left, 3 double crochet in, and then to your top of the double crochet to finish. And then we'll do the last row in just a moment. On the last row, with it already on the hook, attach to the top of the first chain 3, and you're going to chain 3. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go do a 2 together double crochet using the middle one of this grouping of 3. So just come on in, pull through 2 and hold it, and then do your final one, yarn over and into the final double crochet, pull through 2 and hold it, and then yarn over, pull through all 3, and that will conclude then the point. So we still have a border to work with, so you're going to want to do all your rays the same way. And it just happens to be that the starting of my color here and the ending happen to be the same, but it's all contingent based on the amount of stitches that you did across. So what I'll do is I'll cover on how to do the border next. So let me show you how to do the border. And so we are going to begin, and we want to start off in a chain 2 corner space. So the other ray will then be coming out here. And so you're going to start right at the indentation spot. The goal is, see these tails, you're going to want to hide those in as you go, and then any others that are hanging out at the end, you can use a tapestry needle, but I would do it at the end of the project. So the chain 2 is in the indentation, and you are just going to begin and attach chain 2, which will not count as anything, and you're going to put in 1/2 double crochet into that same chain 2 space. So now you're going to take the tail ends as you're passing through them and to bury them into the position. So each one of these chain 3 spaces that you did, it says work 3 half double crochets around each of the posts until you get to the top. So just grab the pink one, which is part of the pink, and just put in 3 half double crochet. I'm also grabbing the white for this one here, just for the first one to help bury that in as well. And then just toss it out of the way. And remember, you started off with a slip knot, so it's already knotted. So you can pretty much almost guarantee you can cut that when it's popping out here and not have to worry about it. The next one in the green, grab the green strand, take it with the post, and put in 3 half double crochets around the post, but also burying that tail end at the same time. And same thing, it's been already knotted, so just pull on it, make sure it's good, leave it out of the way, and then move on up. So this time it's going to be the yellow strand with the post and 3 half double crochet. So you'll work all the way up to the point, and I'll pick you up at the point in just a moment. So in the point, we're going to grab the green strand that joined it, and we're going to come up the side of that post. It'll be 3 half double crochets as always, and the point will have something unique, which we'll add in just a moment. So in the very top point stitch here, you are going to apply the following: 1 half double crochet, and then a double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet to get smaller, and then a half double crochet, all within the same point. So there's 5 stitches, and turn the project and start going down the side. So any of those tail ends that you have going down, like we carried them up on the other side, also put them around the post and start going on down. So you're just going to put 3 half double crochet into each of the side of the posts on the way down. Okay, get rid of the green. Grab your next color, in this case it's the pink, and 3 double crochet around the post and that straggler. It's going to help you save time. And you keep going down in the same motion. So you'll go all the way down until you hit the chain 2 space of the original pentagon. You'll put 1 half double crochet into that only, and then you'll start climbing up the next part of the star, just 3 half double crochets along the posts until you get to the top. And the top is then, if you recall, 1 half double crochet, a double, a treble, a double, and then a half. And so you just keep going up and down. So you can turn this over because you've been burying them as you've been going. If you're confident, like I am, you can safely just cut these down because they are now buried underneath the work. But if you're not 100% sold on that, just take it through a tapestry needle and hide in the loose ends as you go. And therefore you have a nice, good, clean edge, just like that. This is it for now. We hope that you've enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments on how you did.